Deion Sanders defends his son Shadur amid Rex Ryan's harsh criticism. A family united against the NFL spotlight. When Shedeur Sanders walked into the NFL as a rookie this season, the spotlight followed him like a shadow. The son of Deion Primetime Sanders, Pro Football Hall of Famer, cultural icon, and now head coach at Colorado, was never going to be a player who could quietly blend into the background. His college career at Jackson State and later Colorado had already made him one of the most polarizing figures in college football. His father's charisma and magnetism only amplified the attention, but in Cleveland, things have not gone according to the script. The Browns' fourth quarterback option has become the center of headlines, not for his on-field performances this season, but for the growing wave of criticism directed at him, particularly from former NFL head coach Rex Ryan. The harsh commentary has not gone unanswered. In a show of family solidarity, Deion Sanders and his ex-wife Pilar Sanders have both publicly defended their son, painting the NFL criticism not just as a football issue, but as a cultural and personal one. What unfolded over the past week is a story that blends sports, family loyalty, public scrutiny, and the unique challenges of stepping into a professional league under the glare of immense expectations. A rocky start in Cleveland. In Week 4 of the season, the Cleveland Browns faced the Detroit Lions and suffered a crushing 34-10 defeat. Veteran Joe Flacco started at quarterback, while rookie Dillon Gabriel received some late-game action. Shedeur Sanders, however, remained on the sidelines once again, watching the game slip away without being called upon. This marked yet another week where Sanders found himself on the outside looking in. For a player drafted in the 5th round with high expectations after his stellar college career, the reality has been sobering. He sits 4th on the Browns' depth chart behind Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Gabriel. Despite showing flashes of potential in the preseason, completing 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns in a Week 1 win, the regular season has yet to offer him the opportunity to showcase that talent. The frustration boiled over last week when Sanders made comments suggesting that he believed he was already better than most quarterbacks currently starting in the NFL. His confidence was unmistakable, but so too was the backlash that followed. Rex Ryan's harsh words, former NFL head coach Rex Ryan, never one to mince words, seized on Sanders' comments during an appearance on ESPN's Get Up. His critique was blunt, laced with the kind of sting that resonates across headlines. "This kid talks, and he runs his mouth," Ryan said. Like he said, "I can be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get you in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You've got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now." The message was clear. Ryan questioned Sanders' maturity, work ethic, and readiness for the professional stage. While many young quarterbacks have endured growing pains, the criticism directed at Sanders felt unusually sharp, especially for a rookie who has yet to start a game. Deion Sanders steps in for Deion Sanders. Criticism of his son has always struck a personal chord. As a coach, mentor, and father, he has consistently gone out of his way to guide Shadur both on and off the field. When Ryan's comments went viral, Deion responded swiftly, using his social media platforms to send both a message of support to Shadur and a warning about the dangers of external distractions. "Let's go, baby. Get back to the real you," Deion wrote on X and Instagram. "Stop trying to appease people and focus on pleasing God. You're giving attention to the wrong people, places, and things. Refocus, re-energize, and reclaim the real you. Your today is so much better than your yesterday." It's just Coach Prime. His words were not just a pep talk for his son, but also a broader statement about resilience, faith, and the importance of focusing inward rather than outward. For Deion, who has lived much of his life under the scrutiny of public attention, the lesson is one he knows well. The spotlight is both a privilege and a burden. Pilar Sanders joins the conversation. If Deion's response was measured and inspirational, Pilar Sanders' reaction carried a much sharper edge. The former wife of Deion and mother to Shadur did not hold back in her Instagram stories, where she condemned Ryan's commentary as toxic and harmful. To young athletes and football fans, "This is what impotent, cancerous, envious energy looks like," Pilar wrote. "This type of evil goes way back. You can cut it with a knife, embedded in blood and bones, seeping through all of the rotting wormholes it has. What and who does he really represent? Its family and peers should be embarrassed to know and let this on their platforms. There's no room for this type in sports." Her words painted the criticism as more than just harsh analysis. She framed it as a manifestation of jealousy, bitterness, and destructive intent. The post, which was later deleted, made headlines of its own, further fueling the conversation around Shedur's early NFL journey. The pressure of expectations for Shedeur Sanders. This is the reality of life in the NFL. Every move is scrutinized, every comment dissected. His arrival in the league was met with high expectations after 2 standout years at Colorado. where he threw for over 3,200 yards and 27 touchdowns in 2023, and an even stronger 2024 campaign with 4,034 yards and 37 touchdowns. He wasn't just a good quarterback at Colorado. He was the quarterback who helped transform a once struggling program into a contender, taking the Buffaloes from 1-11 in 2022 to a winning record just 2 years later. Under his father's coaching, Shadur became a star, demonstrating accuracy, composure, and leadership. That meteoric rise, however, has made his early struggles in Cleveland all the more glaring. Unlike other rookies who quietly learn behind the scenes, Shedeur's every step is under a magnifying glass. Confidence or arrogance? The heart of the debate now centers on one question. Is Deion Sanders' confidence a sign of greatness in the making, or does it come across as arrogance to those unwilling to buy in? On one hand, Sanders has a track record of backing up his words. In college, his belief in himself fueled performances that silenced doubters. On the other hand, the NFL is an entirely different battlefield, where humility and hard work often serve as prerequisites before bold claims can be validated. Ryan's comments reflect a common sentiment in the league. Talent alone is not enough. For Sanders, the challenge is to turn his self-belief into tangible results on the field, something he has not yet been given the opportunity to do. Family loyalty in the public arena. The defense mounted by Deion and Pilar Sanders also underscores another reality. For the Sanders family, football is not just a career, it is personal. Deion's legendary career and Pilar's public profile ensure that every critique of Shedeur reverberates beyond football. Their willingness to step into the fray reveals the tight-knit support system surrounding Shedeur, but it also highlights the unique challenges of being part of one of sports' most recognizable families. The Sanders name commands attention, but it also attracts criticism from those eager to see the young quarterback stumble. What's next for Shedeur Sanders? The Browns' quarterback situation remains fluid, with veteran Joe Flacco holding the starting role and Dillon Gabriel already seeing the field. For Shedeur, patience will be key. But the NFL is a league that demands results quickly, and his development will be judged both by his eventual play and by how he navigates these turbulent early moments. If Sanders can channel the lessons of this week, focus on growth, block out distractions, and prepare for his chance, he may yet prove his doubters wrong. For now, however, he remains caught in the middle of a storm, a rookie quarterback learning not just how to play in the NFL, but how to survive under its relentless spotlight. Conclusion. A battle bigger than football. The saga of Shedeur Sanders versus Rex Ryan is more than just a football story. It is about identity, family, resilience, and the weight of expectations. It is about a young man finding his way in the NFL while being constantly compared to his father's larger-than-life legacy. For Deion Sanders, the advice to his son was simple: stop giving attention to the wrong people. For Pilar, the message was sharper: the attacks are rooted in negativity that has no place in sports. For Shadur, the challenge is now clear. The criticism will not stop. The spotlight will not dim. But if his past is any indication, Shedeur Sanders has never shied away from proving people wrong. The only question is whether he will get his chance soon enough to turn words into action on the field.